Hello. Today I'm going to be asking you some very personal questions, some very random personal questions, okay? And then I will just be jotting down your answers in this here notebook, if that's okay with you, using my pencil, as one does with a notebook. So, are you ready? I'm ready. So let's start. Okay. I'm going to begin by asking you a couple of questions about ASMR. Okay? So tell me, do you listen to ASMR every single day? Okay. When you listen to ASMR, do you always use headphones? I know there are some people out there that never use headphones to listen to ASMR. And it's like, okay, well that's just sacrilege. Alright, let's see. So, when you do listen to ASMR, are you someone who only listens to it to fall asleep at night? Or I guess for nap time. Or do you listen to it in the background of other things? Or for other purposes? Okay. I moved you a bit closer to me. I hope that's okay. Alright. And what device do you typically listen to ASMR on? Okay. Are you using that device right now? What are you watching this video on? Okay, interesting. I pretty much only watch it on my phone unless I'm already using my laptop, but never on the TV. Oh my god. Okay, and do you watch ASMR most frequently on YouTube or on another platform like Spotify or TikTok? Okay. The world of TikTok ASMR is a whole nother beast. There's like a whole different culture on there, for real, with their own trends, their own triggers, their live streaming, whatever. Like, oh my god. Okay. Now, since I mentioned YouTube just came out with their YouTube Wrapped, which I think this is the first year they did that. So if you looked at yours, what was your number one most viewed YouTube channel? Okay. Right, was there any ASMR in your top 5? And was it me? No, I'm just kidding. Was there any ASMR channels in your top 5 most listened? Okay. Interesting. Great. Okay. Apple Music, Spotify, those all came out with their Wrapped. Who was your top artist, your most listened to artist on whatever streaming platform you have for music? Okay. And then for minutes listened, if you can remember off the top of your head, did you listen to over 10,000 minutes? Or under? Okay. And would you say that in general you listen to more female musicians or male musicians? And in terms of bands where there's, women and men, just whatever the lead singer is, you can count it as that. Okay. What decade of music do you listen to the most? Like, would you say you listen mostly to things that were released in the 2020s, 2010s, 2000s, 90s, 80s, 70s? You get the gist. Interesting, yeah. All of my top artists this year were contemporary artists, I think, but somehow it, like, when totaled out, my listening age was like, what was it? It was like 40 or 50 something, which places me in like the 80s. So I'm like, what? Interesting. Didn't realize I was listening to that much music from the 70s and 80s. Okay. The light just got much brighter in here, and I'm not really sure why. I'm gonna try to dim it more. When you are working, or maybe doing housework, do you listen to things in the background? And if so, what do you listen to? Do you listen to music, podcasts, YouTube video essays, ASMR? What do you listen to? Okay. And what about while you eat? Do you watch things while you eat? What do you typically watch? Do you watch episodes of a TV show? Do you watch YouTube videos? Okay. And now, do you or do you not like roller coasters? Okay. I want to like roller coasters, but I'm kind of a scaredy cat about that. Is there a fictional character that you like super identify with or relate to? In the Tumblr sphere, I think this was called kinning. My light keeps switching up, guys. My bad. But is there a fictional character that like is you? You just feel connected to them. Okay. What is a random or very specific to you red flag / deal breaker? Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be like if he's cheated in the past. Maybe just like something that is super like, for me, for example, I think a really random deal breaker if I was like looking for someone would be like, if you have a negative opinion on the Beatles, I don't think we can hit it off. I don't think it's gonna work. Like something silly like that, or just something super specific that not a lot of other people would say. Yeah. Okay. I've heard people say like if he's mean to his Alexa, like his AI, that's like a huge red flag. I think that's funny. Okay. Are you good at taking pictures? Are you a good picture taker? Okay. I am not. Not particularly. Every time I promise my friends I'll get lots of good pictures, I do them so dirty. Okay. Are you good at staying calm under pressure? Like high amounts of pressure? Are you able to like lock in and really pull through? Or do you shut down? Okay, interesting. What person in your family do you feel like understands you the most? Like when there's conflict in the family, who are you usually going to? My dog has decided to join us. Okay. Now, are you good at flirting? Okay. And do you develop crushes easily? Okay. Okay, now tell me, when you do have a crush, are you low-key about it? Or do you have trouble hiding it? Okay. Are you the type of person to get crushes on fictional characters? Okay. Now, what is a fictional character that you would say you have like the biggest crush on? You're like the most obsessed with. You're like, oh my god. Okay. Alright. What temperature do you like to keep your thermostat at? Now, I'm aware that a lot of you probably live with your family or, with a lot of people, so you don't get a choice. But if it was up to you, what temperature would you keep your living area space at? Interesting. I really do feel like temperature feels different based on the space. I don't know how it is. Maybe it's carpeting, but my parents, their house, at least their old house, was all hardwood, and it was pretty open, and they would keep their house at 72, and it was freezing all the time. 72. And it's same at their current house too. It always feels freaking cold even though they keep it at 72. Meanwhile, in my apartment, we can keep it at 68 and it is perfectly comfortable in here. So, I don't know, man. I don't think it's as universal as it seems to be. So, there are some foods that a lot of people are picky about and they say, please hold the blank. So, tell me, do you like onions? Or are you chill with them? Okay. And then what about mushrooms? Okay. And tomatoes? Okay. Interesting. What about this? Do you like sushi? Dog has decided to join once more. Okay. What about like seafood? Is sushi seafood? Like a crab, lobster, that sort of thing. Okay. What about oysters? Oh. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I am really not a fan. And then people say, oh, you just haven't had it from the right place. No, I have. Trust me. I just don't like them. Alright. What is your favorite kind of chips? Chips or crisps? I love Salt and Bin. I'm trying to think what some other chips I like. I would say Cool Ranch Doritos, but I get burnt out on those sometimes. Oh, I like the purple Doritos. I don't know what flavor they are, but they're good. I think I've mentioned that in a video before because I remember getting lots of comments of being like, what are the purple Doritos? To clarify, the Doritos themselves are not purple. It's the bag. Okay. What is a life skill that you still struggle with that seems like it comes easily to other people? Something that it feels like everyone has figured out and it's just doesn't come easily to you. You're still stuck. Okay. What time of day would you say you feel the most awake? It's kind of a tricky one. Do you think you have better conversations or like feel more comfortable talking to people the same age as you? A little bit younger, a little bit older, a lot younger? What like age group do you think that you are able to carry a good conversation with? Okay. Alrighty. Do you think that you have a good eye for decor? Do you think you have a good eye for fashion? Okay. Do you have a good pitch in terms of music? I don't mean it in the sense that you can identify a note when you hear it. I mean more like if you sing, can you hear when something is pitchy, when it's too sharp, flat, etc.? I really do feel like it's a curse, honestly, because the music can be perfectly pleasant, and if you're really sensitive, you have a really trained ear, you're like, that note is sharp every time I hear it. I notice it, and that's all I can think of. Okay. Do you feel, if you have like a friend group that has like, let's say 3 or more people, do you feel like you are truly connected to that friend group, like you are at the core? Or do you feel more like an outsider? Not necessarily in like a just a bad way, but if you guys have ever seen the show Friends, Phoebe talks about it, where it's like sometimes in a big friend group, there's a friend who, if they left the friend group wouldn't be super impacted by it. They could come and go. But there's other friends where it's like, if they aren't in the friend group crumbles. So would you say you're more of an outsider, a drifter, or, you know, would you say that you are the rock of your friend group? I feel like in most situations, I am kind of an outsider, a drifter. But as I get older, I think that becomes less true because I've had friendships for longer, for one. And two, I host things. I have the apartment that people come to, so at least that aspect is something I bring to the table. Okay. Have you watched any movies in the last month? For those of us who watch a lot of movies, that's probably like a crazy question, but some people genuinely just don't watch movies, so. If so, what was the last movie you watched? Okay. And when did you watch that? I don't need an exact date, just approximately. Okay. What is the last movie you saw in theaters? If you can think of one, what is your favorite movie to have come out this year? I'm filming this in 2025, but it's towards the end, so if you're watching this in 2026, early 2026, I guess you could just say from 2025. Okay. Honestly, I really have to think about that. I've seen a lot of movies this year. What is something that you saved up your money to buy when you were younger? It can be during your teenage years too, I guess, but by then a lot of us had jobs, so it's not exactly the same. Okay. What was your first concert that you ever attended? If you've been to them. Some people have never been to a concert, and that's okay. Okay. What is your favorite restaurant to go out to eat for like a nice dinner? You have like a go-to place for when someone says, let me take you out for your birthday dinner, or, oh, it's Valentine's Day, let's go out somewhere nice. Do you have a place? Okay. Are you a punctual person? Okay. Yeah. Like, as in, are you usually on time, or are you chronically late? Okay. What is your most worn clothing item? I don't mean how worn down it is, but the clothing item that you wear the most frequently. Yeah, a lot of people, they'll have a pair of jeans that they wear like every single day. For me, during the colder months, it's definitely my denim jacket. But other than that, I love sweatpants, so I have like 2 or 3 pairs of sweatpants that I wear all the time. Okay. What smell, if you can think of one, reminds you of your childhood? What's a very nostalgic smell for you? Mine would probably have to be the perfume that my grandma and my mom both wore growing up. But I almost more associate that with like Christmas specifically, or like special occasions, because it wasn't like a daily wear perfume. Okay. Do you match your underwear to your outfit? Or if you wear bras, do you match your underwear to your bra? Interesting. To be honest, I didn't even realize that people were doing that. I mean, I guess it makes sense. People buy sets, but like, it's just never even crossed my mind. Okay. Do you believe in karma? Karma. Do you believe in karma? Okay. Do you believe at all in reincarnation? Okay. And you don't have to believe in reincarnation to answer this question. It can just be kind of a thought experiment. But how old would you say your soul is? Like, if you have lived previous lives, would you say your soul has lived like 60 lives, 100? Would you say your soul is a baby soul? Like, this is only your second life, third life, first life, even. Alright. Okay, what is one food that you really disliked when you were a child, but now you really like it? Okay. And are you a picky eater now? Okay. I guess I did already ask the questions about the onions, the mushrooms, tomatoes, but I don't know. Okay. What is your favorite water brand, if you have one? I'm talking like bottled water. I know they have different ones in different countries, but in the United States, I'm thinking of like Dasani, Aquafina, or like those are like the two big ones. I think those are the Coke and Pepsi ones. There's like Evian water, Smart water. So, do you have a preferred water brand? Some people are really weird about that. Yeah, and if so, which one is it? Okay. I do not have a preferred water brand. I'm sure that they do taste different on some level, but genuinely it's just whichever one costs less at the gas station that I'm at. So say you're getting toast at a restaurant, a breakfast restaurant or a diner, and they say, would you like it white, wheat, or rye? What do you say? What restaurant or fast food place would you say you eat out the most at, you frequent the most often? I think I go through phases in terms of what fast food I am buying frequently. It's like I get on a kick for a particular food chain or restaurant, whatever. Alright. Do you get homesick easily? Okay. Alright, and this doesn't have to be an actual number, but estimate your screen time for me, approximately. What do you think is your daily average for screen time? Mine is very high, but it's a little bit different because I listen to things in the background all the time, which I feel like isn't exactly the same as like sitting and scrolling. I wish there was. I guess I could just click on like the TikTok screen time, but yeah, I don't just scroll on TikTok. All right. Now, is this a thing outside of America? I'm rethinking how global these questions are. It's okay, most of my audience is in the US anyways. If you are currently in college or have already been to college, were you / are you in a sorority or a frat? And for those of you that are in high school and going to college, do you think you have any interest in joining a sorority or a frat? Fraternity. Is there an abbreviation for a sorority like there is fraternity? I guess SOR doesn't roll off the tongue like frat does. Alright, now speaking of college, if you have already graduated college, you have a degree. Do you use that degree where you're working right now? Did it like actually get you a job in the field or? Okay. This is kind of a specific / random one, so I'm gonna have to explain it a little bit. Are you able to make yourself comfortable when you're a guest at someone's house? First of all, that's kind of a yes or no, and then I'll ask a follow-up. That's a little weirder. Yeah, just in general. Okay. And then what is a hang-up you have about going over to other people's houses? Like something that absolutely grosses you out, or like do you really hate when people have dogs, or is there like, I don't use the restroom at other people's houses, I refuse to stay the night at other people's houses, that sort of thing. Okay. Something I feel really weird about at other people's houses that I may transfer into some of you is hand towels. I do not trust that people wash their hand towels frequently enough for my liking. And I also don't want to freaking wipe my hands on their bath towels. So when I go to other people's houses, I dead ass am just wiping my hands on myself, or just going like this, or shit, even taking like a piece of toilet paper and trying to dry my hands off and throw it in the trash can, because I just don't trust it. It's in the bathroom, which is like a grody place. People are literally washing their hands and then rubbing their hands all over it. Yes, you can say like, well, they just clean their hands. Well, I just don't trust other people, okay? I don't trust other people's bathroom cleanliness in that sense. So, hand towels, yuck. So, if that's a new fear for you, you're welcome. Are you the type of person to always eat leftovers, or do you usually find yourself trashing them? I have learned that in a lot of like partnerships, if you like live with your partner, there's usually one that will eat the leftovers and one that won't. Guess which one I am? Guess. Okay. What is an opinion that you have that you, for the most part, have to keep to yourself because of social acceptance? Like maybe an opinion you have that greatly differs from your friend group, so you just have to not say anything about it to them. Keep the peace. Okay. Do you sleep better in hotel beds than you do in your own bed? Okay. Do you sleep better when there's someone else with you in bed than when you sleep by yourself? Some people, even like if it's just your bestie or whatever, just the comfort of sleeping with other people is really soothing to them. Alright. How often and in what form do you use AI? Do you ever use ChatGPT, or I don't know, I'm trying to think of other tools to help you with shortcutting things, or do you not use it at all? You have a strict no AI policy, or maybe you use it all the freaking time in frivolous ways. Interesting, yeah. Who is, if you had to pick one, because I know some of you are like, I don't like it, who would you say is your favorite superhero? And if you're really into superheroes, I suppose I'll let you pick your top two. Okay, interesting. What is a purchase that you've made that you feel like genuinely changed your life for the better? Like you think it was 100% worth the money? Okay. And what is something, maybe drop that in the comments, by the way. I always love to hear, like, what is something that, like, if you invest in it, it will genuinely change your life for the better. Because so many products nowadays are just crap. Even companies that used to seem, or like have a reputation of being trustworthy, reliable, durable, not anymore. Okay. And I'm gonna ask the same thing but the opposite way. What is something you invested in, like you spent on, that you thought would make a big difference? You thought it would be very helpful, but it was a regrettable purchase. You wasted your money. You wish you never bought it. Okay, interesting. I feel like my answer for that one would genuinely be my AirPod Pros. I used to just have the normal, I think it's like AirPod 2s. It was like my first electronic purchase that wasn't for ASMR. And wow, for all that money, it was really not that big of a difference. And honestly, there were features about it that I prefer the old ones for. I don't like that you actually have to press down on a button rather than tapping to get them to do the little shortcuts. I just generally prefer the older ones by like a lot. So if you have the older AirPods, I mean, if they're broken, obviously replace them, but if you're just thinking about upgrading to the Pros, at least the ones I had, maybe the newest ones are better, but mine suck. But I do use them every single day, so I guess it kind of was a good purchase because my old ones were starting to give me some problems. Okay, I'm just gonna jot down a few last minute things. Let's see here. This for number 3. Okay. Oh, that's right. One more very important question. Okay, listen, come here. Are you subscribed to Thumbnail Sounds ASMR? Okay, follow-up question. Follow-up question. If you are not, will you subscribe to Thumbnail Sounds ASMR? Okay, follow-up to the follow-up. What if I say pretty please? Pretty please. Okay. Well, subscribing is 100% free. It's a 100% free way to support me, support this channel. It can make a difference. And all you have to do is go boop, little finger click, boop. I recently hit 100k. What? So we're on our way to the next milestone. So if you liked this, talk to me in the comments. I like hearing from you guys. I like it. If you're not gonna subscribe, at least leave a comment to prove you were here. And I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this, and have a great week. Mwah.